Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a sharp, sudden pain in your calf or foot? One moment, you're resting peacefully, and the next, your leg locks up like a steel cable. It feels like it has a mind of its own, twitching, tightening, twisting, and no matter how you stretch or rub it, the pain just won't go away fast enough. You sit up, throw off the blanket, maybe even walk in circles just to shake it loose. And when it finally stops, you're left wide awake, frustrated, and sometimes even afraid to go back to sleep. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Nighttime leg cramps are incredibly common after age 60. In fact, more than half of older adults deal with them at least once a week. And what's worse, they often come without warning. But what if I told you that the way you're sleeping, something as simple as your sleep position, the type of bedding you use, or even how your feet are resting could be the very thing triggering those nasty cramps? That's right. Your sleeping habits might be working against your muscles instead of helping them relax. And it's not just about comfort. These habits can mess with your circulation, shorten your muscles overnight, and create the perfect storm for those cramps to strike. In this video, we're going to talk about the sleeping mistakes that many seniors make without even realizing it that may be setting them up for pain. And more importantly, I'll show you what to do instead, so you can finally get the peaceful, cramp-free rest you deserve. Let's start with one of the most common but overlooked culprits: sleeping with your legs tightly curled up. You know that cozy fetal position many of us naturally shift into? It might feel comfortable in the moment, but here's the problem: when you sleep with your knees pulled up to your chest, you're shortening the muscles in your calves and hamstrings for hours at a time. And the longer those muscles stay shortened, the more likely they are to rebel the moment you stretch them out again. Like when you wake up and point your toes. That's when the cramp hits. Imagine holding a stretch for 6 or 7 hours straight. Sounds exhausting, right? That's essentially what your muscles go through when they're locked in that curled up position all night. They're not getting the chance to fully relax. And when the blood flow slows down, which naturally happens during sleep, those tight muscles become even more vulnerable to spasms. What can you do instead? Try sleeping with your legs a little more extended. You don't need to lie stiff as a board, just aim to keep your legs gently straightened rather than tucked up tightly. Some people find it helps to place a soft pillow under their knees or calves to support the natural curve of the legs without causing tension. It might feel a bit odd at first if you're used to curling up, but your muscles will thank you, especially in the middle of the night. Now, let's talk about your feet. You might not think much about how your feet are positioned when you sleep, but they play a huge role in whether you wake up cramp-free or not. A surprising number of people, especially those who sleep on their back, let their toes point downward without realizing it. This position actually tightens the calf muscle and puts pressure on the Achilles tendon. And when the calf is already tight and oxygen deprived during sleep, it doesn't take much for a full-blown cramp to strike. So what's the fix? Try to keep your feet in a neutral position. Not pointed like a ballerina's, but more like you're standing flat on the ground. If that's hard to maintain on your own, you can use a rolled-up towel or a soft cushion at the end of the bed to support your feet and gently keep them upright. Some seniors even sleep with their feet slightly elevated using a wedge pillow, which helps with both foot positioning and circulation. Again, it's a small change, but it can have a big impact. While we're on the topic of circulation, we need to talk about something that often flies under the radar: how tightly your bedding wraps around your legs and feet. Heavy blankets tucked in too tightly at the bottom of the bed can press down on your toes and force your feet into a pointed position all night long. The same cramp-triggering position we just talked about. It also restricts movement, so if your legs want to shift naturally during the night, they can't. Here's a simple solution. Try loosening the bottom of your blankets and sheets, especially if you tend to sleep on your back. Give your feet a little room to move and breathe. If you feel chilly, use a lightweight throw that doesn't weigh down your feet. Your body will still stay warm, but your legs won't be stuck in a position that causes trouble later. And here's something else to consider: the temperature of your bedroom. Cold air can make your muscles more tense, especially if your feet and legs get chilled overnight. Muscles don't function as well when they're cold. They tighten up, circulation slows, and next thing you know, a cramp hits. Wearing loose, warm socks to bed, or even adding a heating pad near your feet before sleep can help keep your muscles relaxed and improve blood flow while you rest. Just make sure it's not too hot or left on all night. Safety first. These small tweaks to your sleeping habits can make a powerful difference. It's not just about getting more sleep, it's about getting better sleep. More restful, more peaceful, and more pain-free. Because the truth is, leg cramps don't just affect your body, they affect your mood, your energy, your confidence. When you start your day already exhausted from a painful night, everything feels harder. But the good news? You don't have to live with that. With just a few simple changes to how you sleep, you can wake up feeling more refreshed, more comfortable, and more ready to take on the day without limping around the kitchen first thing in the morning. Now that we've talked about how sleeping positions and small adjustments to your bedtime routine can trigger or prevent severe cramps, let's take a closer look at a few other habits that may be quietly making the problem worse. We've already uncovered how your sleeping position, your feet, your bedding, and even the room temperature can all silently set the stage for painful nighttime cramps. But now, let's shift focus to what you do before you get into bed. Because for many seniors, the hours leading up to bedtime are just as important as the sleep itself, and some common habits during that time could be making cramps much more likely. Let's start with something almost everyone does in the evening sitting. Whether it's watching a show, reading a book, scrolling on your phone, or simply winding down with a cup of tea, many of us spend our evenings parked in the same chair for an hour or more. But here's the thing, when you sit for long periods, especially without moving your legs much, blood flow slows down. The muscles in your calves and feet become less active, and the longer they stay still, the more stiff and cranky they get. Then you finally get up to go to bed, and bam, the muscles suddenly stretch out after being idle and tight, and that's when the cramping starts. It's a bit like trying to run a race after sitting on a cold bench for an hour. Your legs just aren't ready. To help with this, try doing just a few minutes of light movement before bed. You don't need a full workout, just a few simple leg stretches, or even walking around your living room for 5 minutes. You can roll your ankles, flex your toes, or do a few heel lifts while brushing your teeth. These tiny motions help wake up your circulation and send a message to your muscles. We're moving, we're flowing, we're okay. It may not seem like much, but those few minutes could make the difference between a restful night and one interrupted by stabbing pain. Another common but sneaky trigger: dehydration. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I drink water throughout the day. And that's great. But here's the trick. As we get old, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable. You may not feel thirsty even when your body needs fluids. And when you're even slightly dehydrated, your muscles are far more likely to cramp, especially at night, when fluid levels drop even further. Muscles need hydration to relax properly. Think of them like a sponge. When they're dry, they tighten and crack. When they're hydrated, they stay soft and flexible. So even if you're drinking during the day, it helps to have a small glass of water about an hour before bedtime, just enough to support your muscles overnight without keeping you up all night running to the bathroom. Now, what about your diet? Believe it or not, what you eat in the evening could be another hidden cause of leg cramps. Many people don't realize this, but a lack of key minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium can make your muscles more prone to cramping. And here's the tricky part. Even if you eat healthy meals during the day, your body might not be absorbing those minerals well, especially as digestion slows with age. If you tend to snack at night, try swapping salty chips or sugary treats for something that actually helps your muscles. A small banana, a handful of almonds, or even a slice of avocado toast can give your body the nutrients it needs to recover and relax. These foods are rich in the exact minerals that help prevent cramps, and they're easy to prepare, even if you're not in the mood to cook. And speaking of snacks, caffeine can be a sneaky contributor too. Many folks enjoy a cup of coffee or tea after dinner, especially if it's part of their routine. But caffeine is a diuretic, which means it makes you lose water and electrolytes faster, both of which your muscles need to function properly. It also stimulates your nervous system, which can make your muscles more reactive. If nighttime cramps are frequent, consider switching to a caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint in the evening. They're calming, gentle on the stomach, and won't mess with your hydration levels. Of course, we also have to mention one more factor that's often overlooked: medications. Some prescriptions, especially diuretics, statins, or blood pressure drugs, can affect how your muscles behave at night. They might cause electrolyte imbalances or disrupt your natural muscle signals. If you've noticed more cramps since starting a new medication, don't ignore it. Speak with your doctor or pharmacist. There may be adjustments they can make or supplements they recommend that can help support your muscles better. It's all about listening to your body. Nighttime cramps aren't just random, they're signals. Your muscles are trying to tell you something. I'm tight, I'm tired, I need help. And when you respond with a few simple shifts, how you sleep, what you eat, how you move, and even how you hydrate, those signals start to quiet down. You start to sleep deeper, wake up easier, move better. Because the truth is, you deserve nights that restore you, not rob you. You deserve mornings without aches, without limping to the bathroom or rubbing your calves before coffee. And every one of these little changes builds toward that. Now that we've covered the evening habits that might be stirring up those cramps and how to turn them into cramp-fighting routines, let's finish strong. There's still one more important area we need to explore, and it could be the final piece of the puzzle when it comes to putting leg cramps behind you for good. By now, we've uncovered a lot, from the way you position your legs and feet while you sleep, to how sitting too long or skimping on hydration can set your muscles up for a rough night. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that's just as important, and that's your daily routine, especially what you do in the morning and throughout the day. Because here's the thing, your muscles don't just cramp out of nowhere. Often, they're already under stress from things we've done or haven't done hours earlier. And one of the biggest hidden triggers for nighttime cramps is something most people never even think to question: not stretching in the morning. That tight, stiff feeling you get when you wake up, that's your body's way of saying, I need a little warm up before we get going. But what do most of us do instead? We go straight from bed to the bathroom, to the kitchen, or maybe sit down with the paper or the morning news, all without taking a few moments to gently wake up the muscles. Think of it like this: your body has been still for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. Your blood flow has slowed, your joints haven't moved, and your muscles are cold. If you skip that chance to gently stretch and get everything circulating again, it's like asking a cold car engine to drive up a steep hill. It's going to sputter, strain, or break down. Taking just 2 or 3 minutes every morning to stretch your calves, ankles, thighs, and lower back can dramatically reduce your chance of cramping later. You don't need to do anything intense. Even stretching while seated on the edge of the bed can be enough. Point and flex your toes. Circle your ankles. Stand and gently press your heel into the ground. These tiny habits make a big difference over time. And while we're talking about your daily movement, here's something that really matters after 60. Balance. A lot of older adults unknowingly favor one leg over the other when standing, walking, or climbing stairs. That uneven weight distribution puts extra pressure on certain muscles, which stay tense longer and are more likely to spasm at night. So pay attention to how you walk. Are you leaning more on one side? Is one leg doing more of the work? If so, gently work on standing evenly. A little awareness goes a long way. You're not aiming for perfection, just enough balance to keep your body moving in harmony. You might also want to look at your footwear. Supportive, cushioned shoes help reduce muscle strain and improve circulation, both of which are key to avoiding cramps. Another crucial piece: rest, but not too much. Yes, your body needs breaks, but long periods of lying down or sitting still can tighten your muscles and reduce circulation. Movement is like medicine. Even if you just stand up and walk around your living room every hour or so, you're helping your muscles stay flexible and healthy. And if you can, a short daily walk, even 5 to 10 minutes, is one of the most powerful ways to prevent cramps and improve sleep quality. You see, avoiding leg cramps isn't about doing one big thing, it's about stacking little wins. Looser sheets, more water, a stretch here, a gentle move there. Together, these choices tell your body you're safe, you're supported, you can relax. And when your body listens, beautiful things start to happen. You sleep deeper, you wake up clearer, your muscles stop fighting you and start working with you. Let's take a moment to bring it all together. You've learned how your sleeping position can affect muscle tension and how keeping your legs and feet in a neutral, relaxed position can help. You've seen how evening habits like sitting too long, skipping stretches, or going to bed slightly dehydrated can silently build up tension that explodes as a cramp hours later. And you've explored how tiny tweaks in your daily routine like stretching in the morning, balancing your movement, and staying lightly active can be the foundation for restful, cramp-free nights. These aren't magic tricks. They're not fads. They're simple, smart adjustments grounded in how your body really works. And they're proof that even after 60, even after 70 or 80, you're still in charge of your health. You still have tools. You still have options. And the best part, you don't have to overhaul your life to see results. You don't need to run marathons or buy expensive gadgets. Just take one small action today. Maybe loosen your sheets. Maybe drink an extra glass of water. Maybe stretch your toes before bed, and let that be your starting point. Because better sleep, fewer cramps, and more peaceful nights aren't just possible, they're within reach. You deserve that ease. You deserve that rest. And if this video helped you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried any of these tips? Do you have a nighttime routine that works for you? Let's share and support each other because we're all in this together. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. We post new, helpful videos every week to help you stay healthy, independent, and confident as you age. Here's to peaceful nights, strong legs, and waking up feeling like yourself again. Because life after 60, it's not the end of the road, it's just a new chapter, and you get to write it.